Okay, today is this day. Motor mount, control arm bushes. This is gonna be fun. Not. Look at that big old axle nut. It's not for mine. Somebody else's leftover part they gave to me. Alright, hold on a minute. I don't want to get my video pulled because YouTube is gay on music rights. I'm not trying to make any money here. Right now, this is all I'm doing. I'm going to put these up here in a minute. I just want to make sure this free tool that I got out of a tool pallet will work. It worked on one of the other nuts, but it ripped. You know, these Fords, they got caps on the lug nuts. So once I get these off, after I put the parts in, I'm gonna clean them. But this right here, I think I showed this before. See the big gap? That's the problem. So let me see if I can rip these off here real quick. This is gonna be a learning experience, right? Oh, the nut came out. Amazing. So now I can put my jack stand on there. I just want to make sure it would come off. Didn't want to move for a second there. Oh, sorry if it was noisy. I'll pause it and finish it. And for those of you that never worked in dirt, that's why my jack stands are on a base plate. If you got an old computer lying around, those work great. Just take them off the side of the computer. Alright. Okay, I got a better look at suspension components now. We don't have a lot of rust. It looks like surface rust maybe, but this isn't a northern vehicle. It does need shock absorbers. Bushings shot. This one is apparently leaking, as you can see from the dry spot below the wet spot. So it's needed shocks for God knows how long. Should bust those easy with that tool. I need bushings everywhere. The steering is a little playful, so it looks like I'm gonna need to get steering linkage as well. If I want to keep it, I'm gonna fix this and the motor mounts and the tranny mount just so it doesn't move. I don't think I'm gonna worry too much about everything else yet. I'm just trying to keep it roadworthy enough to where it's a good spare vehicle. Good yard truck. Maybe I can find me a king cab. And this side, shock's not leaking, but it is ancient. Very old shock absorber. Probably stock from the factory with 200 and I don't know, 1,000 miles on it, right? So, and this sucker right here, man, this camera is great for viewing things. So, yeah. Oh yeah, my steering wheel's locked. And what the heck is this? This looks like Spanish moss from the trees down in Savannah. This is one we're replacing as well. It's not nearly as bad as the other one. The other one, the first video I made, the first section of this video, you can hear the knocking. And that's what the knocking is it's this bushing, this metal piece. There's no bushing there, so it's wobbling around inside the hole. Even the cab mounts are worn like crazy, but I mean, it can be expected for a truck this old. Still something I could probably get 4 or 5 grand for up north, right? Look, I mean, look, there's almost no rust, and it's a short bed. So I'm telling you guys, I can find some good ones sometimes. She needs a lot of work though that I'm not gonna be doing. Let me see if I can get a video of that part. That looks, I can't even see what I'm doing here. I can't see that. Now if it needs an alignment, focus there, focus. Needs a good cleaning on everything. And this is what I was talking about, where I thought it might have been in a wreck, but when he painted this bumper, he painted this part that goes behind the bumper, which should be this color. So it's already got a chip in the paint. Find me some burgundy paint or something. I'm having to paint this grill black. Leave the oval blue. Anyway, let me get to work. All right, here's a dilemma. So I watched a video, a couple of them, and they show these. And the older ones got these rivets. This is the easiest way to replace those bushings. You got these rivets, 1, 2, 3, and a bolt back there, so 4. This one was never done. The easiest way to get to them is to take that out, but that one's riveted in, so you got to cut it out. This one has been done. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see, it's in better shape. So I'm gonna take this one off first, get the bolt sizes, and then I'm gonna cut those rivets out. Because all I gotta do then is pull that bracket off and replace that piece. There's another bolt on the other side of it. Right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts in all, multiple different sizes. The 2 big ones on the bottom. And this is because someone did this, so yours might be different if you have this. I have an 18mm for that. And that. And then I got a 21. Probably might have to use deep. I don't think I will for those 2. And then that back one's probably I don't know, 28, 30, 27. I'm having problems with on the other side. I was just going to take the spring off, bust that loose, either with the 2 bolts holding it to the frame or the bolt holding it to the bracket. The frame one will not come loose. It's really, really tight. So I'm going to try and cut the rivet bolts out and go from there. And hopefully I won't turn this into a freaking week-long project. Because if I do, this thing's going to be sitting up for a while until I get back home, because I got to ride out and work a bit. All right, so dilemma after dilemma. So I changed my mind. Well, what else is new, right? Because that's what I do. That one there.
Worse than a woman.
Ignore the background music. That one right there, the bolt is like behind the frame, which is, you know, you got the bends and all that. It's really hard to get to. So that means all the other 4 are going to be hard to get to. And I need a bushing for that center. Probably a bushing for this. So what I'm going to do instead is I drop the shock. I dropped the spring. I took that out. An easy way to keep track of your parts, right? I put that back up there. That way I know where it's at. I'm going to run my bolt back through that hole, that bolt right there. But I'm going to drop all this. I'm going to drop every single bit. And if it takes me 4 weeks to do this, it takes me 4 weeks. I don't give a rat's butt. But my problem is I think I can pull this forward. Oh, well, you can, there's an easier way, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. This thing needs bushings everywhere. If I encounter some while I'm doing this, I'm going to swap it out. And I might buy shocks if they're cheap enough. I don't want to go all out, but I'd love to put a 3-inch lift on here, but I really ain't got the tires for it right now. And it's just a spare right now. This is easy enough to get out. I mean, that came right out. This came right off. So if I want to put a lift kit on here, it ain't gonna be a problem. And I found a good one for $250. I'm just not doing that yet. We got other plans with that money. You can't see it, but down at the end of this bar, this is an independent front suspension. That bar goes to the right side. That other bar, you can't really see it. Goes, that one right there attached to that piece goes to the left side. And they're both basically the same setup. It goes halfway across. This one goes almost all the way across to this side. So I'm going to drop that center linkage for the steering. I'm going to pop that bolt off of there, because that way I won't have to change this part of the alignment, and hopefully it'll align out perfect. If it drives straight, I'm not going to sweat it. These are brand new Westlakes. I've never heard of them. I don't know how expensive they are, but if I had to buy another set of tires, it's going to be Michelin's anyway. This thing doesn't get drove, so I'll probably never see the wear for another 3 years. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen here. Busting loose. I got a busting up there. I got a busted a couple here. Shh. Y'all be quiet. Anyway, I figure if I pop that off, because that's one of the things that's holding this piece here, which is keeping me from pulling, where's my finger? Pulling this out far enough to get that in. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. I'll take the one off. That's at the end of this one. And then I'll pull this whole assembly forward, swap that. The bushing up in there, I'll swap that. And then I'll probably change the bushing. I can never find my finger on this thing. That's at the end of this one down there. And that way, this whole side will be done. And the bushings were $50 for that on each end and the motor transmission mounts. Because I can hear a clunk every time I step on the gas and let go of the gas. So I'm sure the tranny linkage and the engine mount, I haven't even looked at those. Where are they at? We got, oh good grief. I'm gonna have to crawl up under there, but I'll show you those later on. Anyway, here we go again. Check this out. So this headlight came in one of the pallets we bought. It was free. Well, I got my money back from the pallet anyway, and some free tools like that cobalt I showed you. And this headlight had batteries in it. It said it was defective. Took the batteries out because they were corrosive. I'm sorry, corroded, and cleaned it up and put new batteries in it, and everything works on it. So anyway. All right, now that's right. Okay, I want to show you where I was at. So can't see this. Got my headlight on. I do have a antifreeze leak. Where is the daggum camera at? Coming out of the top end of the bottom hose. So that's why I'm losing a little bit of water. She has oil stains everywhere. Looks like she's gonna need a drop oil pan and replace that. These, this is the steering linkage. I got the king nut off and the cotter pin, which you got to remove first on both of these, left side, right and left side in the middle. And I'm gonna go ahead and take off those for the independent suspension bars, and we're just going to redo the bushings. It's going to be down for a couple of weeks, but at least I know the front end won't be, because she's a little, I can't tell here, but there's play in the steering wheel and I don't like it, so I want to get rid of all that. So probably another $50 maybe, but I got to get the tool. I got to get the tuning fork to pop this off, because it just doesn't hammer out. You have to have a thing that, where's my fingers? You gotta have a thing that it slides in like that, and then you pop it off. So I'll probably buy one of those if they're not too expensive. Otherwise I'll rent it. Anyway, all right, after some coercion, yeah, we took this off. We loosened that. We took the bolt out of there. I probably didn't have to. I'm going to see if I can find a bushing for it before I put it back together. I might not. I might just put it back together and see how it rides with the new mounts that I do have. So I had this jacked up and I yanked it forward, thereby pulling out this piece in the back. And as you can see, well, hold on. All right, so when you buy these, if you do this, buy the ones that have this and this and this, because some of them just come with these, and you're gonna want more than that. Let's come over here and grab this set. I'll leave the bolt. So the back end of the motor, back end of the suspension has, let me turn it upside down. Hey, there you go. I'll do it that way then. You got this piece, and look how nasty that looks. So this is the new one of that, and they match up The new one's actually a little bit larger, which is fine. So you got that, and then you got this piece, all dry rotted and nasty looking, which is replaced by this piece. And it's gonna be kind of hard to see. Look at the difference in that. Speeding down my driveway, you freaking retard. That's like extra top and bottom thickness just about. And then you got this piece, which is also a thicker item. You can't really tell because my finger's in the way, but it's thicker by like a slight millimeter. It's different on, it's not really different other than, you know, this piece slipping in there like so. It looks like, no, I'm sorry, yeah, because the washer goes on, is that right? This side, and then that goes in there, and then you got the other piece, this slides in there basically. No, don't get dirty. Oh my god, I hate working in the dirt. Alright, so we're gonna put all this back together, and there won't be a hole, and I won't hear knocking. Somebody's knocking in the front end, man. Alright, anyway, man, this camera focuses on, this is quick on focus. Look at that. Now look at that. Now look at that. Now look at that. Wow, look at that focus, man. That's nice. I haven't tested this camera out. Sorry, guys. I just, I love this phone. Probably because of, so, you read upside down. 101/8 is the back side of that. 18mm works on those. 101/8 is on that if you need to take that off, and the bottom side. 1/2 inch, 13mm on that one. Those are standards, as well as those brackets are 1/2 inch, 13mm for the shocks. Alright, forgot to tell y'all that. I'm putting all this back together. And those crowns are 18s. Or 21. No, that's 18. No, they're 21. The crowns are 21s. Just to reiterate, take the bolt out, drop it down on the ground. It'll drop once you loosen this. I put this one in backwards, so we're redoing it. I put the other one in the right way. The other one was a little bit easier. 4 hours on this one the first time, 2.5 on that one. I dropped that already, and man, I'm about beat here. So I dropped that one already, and then I lifted this up, and this will be on the ground. If you got dirt, whatever you got, put something underneath that so that doesn't get damaged, the rotor. I lift this up with a couple of pieces of wood or whatever, as far as you can, get at least a little bit of it in the hole, and then prop it up as best you can, and then jack that up. It doesn't have to be in its hole, but it ended up there. It doesn't want to focus. Yeah, it does, kind of. Put it back in that hole, jack it up, get this as far in as you can. Put the old rubber in there if it'll fit. I put the new plastic washer and 2 metal washers on there, and I'm going to tighten them down, and this will help feed it in. And then you raise this up. Excited on how good they're doing. Yeah, don't put all that on there. Just do a little bit, because I had to drop it back down, and that bar will be down. Jack it up a little bit, do a little bit to get that much in there, and then put this piece, this cross beam, back in. This is really starting to piss me off, to where you get it lined up with the hole, and then ease up. Come on, baby. Alright, right there, and then take you a little extension or something, trying to line that hole up just a little bit better than it is. whatever. Last step before putting the tires back on. Look at this nice stuff right here. Look at that. Look at that shine. I'm about to show you the magic of a barkeeper's friend. That one's not nearly as bad, but after I put these on, I'm gonna have to do the back two eventually. We're gonna see exactly how these turn out. And I even got my caps ready. First we start with just a wash. Just get all the surface dirt off and a rinse. It's got to be wet for the barkeeper's friend anyway, so wash what I already did. Use this nice little wheel brush I bought for expensive amounts of money. I don't know, $10. A quick once over. I might do the back too, just to see what the back looks like. I gotta do this quick though, because today took too long. I'm not gonna show you everything because, you know, if you follow directions, then you're good. But the original one I had out front, I just want to see if this worked before I brought them back here in the back. I got this wet and I sprayed some. I didn't spray it. This stuff right here in liquid form. They have it in Comet form, powder. But take it and put a dab of it on here. Now this is wet, so I can apply it to this directly. You're not supposed to apply it directly unless it's wet. But this is what came off the first one. So let me show you. Hold this for a minute. Make sure you get my fine physique. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. All right, since it's wet, I'm going to go ahead and put some on there. Well, not that much, but you're supposed to shake it as well. It was shook up earlier. And then
turn it so it's over here so they can see you.
And then just, don't tell me what to do there, boss lady. And then just scrub. And you can't leave it on for more than a minute is what the directions say. So I did a test area on one of these little blocks. And this stupid hose. That side's all shiny. And if I do that one with what's left on it, I got another shiny square. So I'll show you all the finished results when I get done. Because I'm not going to film all this. That'll be too boring. See, that's the square I just did. And there are some marks in it. I don't know how long this has been sitting like this, but that's what I got to get. Close up all this nastiness. This one is a little bit cleaner. But and that was one that was touched up with some chrome polish, but it took a lot of elbow grease. This takes almost no elbow grease. All right, last video stretch. Look at that. All right, so compared to what they were, way nicer. I'll do the other ones tomorrow or something like that, I don't know, but apparently I should be able to tap this, maybe, I don't know. It looks a little bit more scuffed up. The edges on it looks kind of worn, but you know, there's spots here and there. Here, that one looks like I can get that out. You can see little tiny dots in it, but they look amazing compared to what they did look like. And this is the other one. You know, remember, one of these was super dark, and I think that was the other one on the other side. So I'll end up putting some chrome polish on there after I do these others too, but I'm not doing them tonight. That's why this is the last batch. Can you imagine what this sucker's gonna look like? Got a nice wax job on it. All right, let's just hit the front. They still haven't taken that trailer at crap. Yeah. Well worth the $1,500 price tag, you think? So far, $1,750, $1,800, maybe. All right, we done. And y'all have a blessed day, a good weekend. Unless I don't post this till later on, then y'all just have a blessed day and the rest of your week. Good week.